I'm so bored.
You got anything interesting to say?
Sure don't.
Hey, you guys got a minute?
Huh? What's up?
It's just that I've been thinking of leaving the Hokuto Corps.
What?
I'm getting fed up with him being such a flake all the time. Nothing good can come from being his subordinate for even a minute longer.
Hold on a second.
What is it, Hayashida?
Well, if you stop being Hokuto's lackey, what the heck are we supposed to call you from now on? As far as we're concerned, your name is Hokuto's lackey, but if you selfishly decide to stop being his lackey, what I want to know is exactly what you expect us to call you.
Well then, I guess I could just...
If he stops being Hokuto's lackey, wouldn't he just be lackey?
Hey, that's right. We could just start calling him Lackey from now on. That would make me feel a little awkward. I mean, he's not really my lackey.
I can just tell you...
This means you'll have to become someone else's lackey right away, or else.
I've had enough of this. Now listen up, guys, because I'm gonna...
You're totally unreasonable.
What was that?
Fine, I'll explain this name thing one more time. You're Hokuto's lackey.
Are you trying to drive me crazy?
That name's taken root with people. Look, we're all well aware that you've got a name other than that one, but nobody really cares what the name on your birth certificate is. It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
I'll break it down so you can understand. I want you to imagine that there's a guy named Shigeo Matsuzaki. He was well liked, and his friends never called him by his real name, but by his nickname, Shige.
Shige, you do the homework?
Shige, let's go get lunch!
Oh, that Shige shares a card.
Let's go to Shige's house and hang out!
But say there's a transfer student who doesn't know the nickname and calls Shige.
Matsuzaki.
What do you think's gonna happen? The entire school in turmoil.
Man, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
Well, being thrown into turmoil is an exaggeration, but I guess it would spoil the mood.
So if you insist on telling us your real name, even though none of us want to hear it, you'll ruin the mood of the school and be even more invisible.
Then what am I supposed to do with all this anger and sadness I have inside?
Don't be discouraged. Here's another story. It's a story about a guy I knew a long time ago. Everyone called him Mr. Maso, and everyone respected him.
Mr. Maso!
Good morning, Mr. Maso.
Hey,
Mr. Maso was a carpenter by trade, and a really bad carpenter at that. But even so, everyone in town really liked him.
Hey, Mr. Maso.
hey,
Mr. Maso!
Mr. Maso.
I was still a kid at the time, but I used to admire him too.
I totally understand what you're saying. Anyone who goes around being called by his first name instead of his last name always seems to be really popular.
I figure I must have known good old Mr. Maso for about 3 years before the day we both happened to be at the dentist together. We were both just sitting there, waiting to be called in. But the next thing I heard would change my life forever.
Kenji Maso? The doctor will see you now.
okay.
What? Kenji Maso?
Right, Maso wasn't his first name at all, it was his last!
No! So you're saying...
That Mr. Maso was just going by his last name like everyone else?
That's right. For a second I felt kind of betrayed. I mean, I'd known this man for 3 long years. But now when I think back over it, it doesn't matter whether Maso was his first name or his last name, because Mr. Maso was, well, he was still the same guy he always was. So, I just wanted to tell you pretty much exactly what I just said.
I see. I have no clue what he was trying to say. I am still not convinced.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Is this about the names thing from the other day?
How dare you to conspire to ignore my real name? And who's this Mr. Maseo? Listen carefully. My name is...
Just hold on a second.
Why? Why do I have to hold on?
There's a third-year guy that everyone calls Ishii, but do you know what his real name is?
You mean Ishii's real name isn't Ishii?
Well, actually, the real name of the Ishii guy in year 3 is Gotu.
What?
Huh?
How come I never knew that? Is it true?
I'm afraid that it is.
But why does everyone call this Goto Ishii?
I'm not too clear on that either. But from what I've heard, this Gotu guy resembles Ishii from year 5, so they just started calling him Ishii.
Hey, wait a minute. Goto and Ishii? Those two don't look alike at all!
Well, maybe their mannerisms are similar.
But even if their mannerisms are the same...
Goto has to be called Ishii because of something stupid like that?
Well, isn't that how nicknames are?
So wait, I've got a question about this. Is the Class 5 Ishii called Goto?
No, the 5th-year Ishii's just Ishii.
Well, that's unfair.
How come? Look, guys, that's just how it is.
He just ended the discussion.
Don't worry about it too much.
Okay. I still have no idea what he's talking about.
You're saying you want to quit?
Yes, I have some things I'd like to pursue on my own, so I'm leaving the Hokuto Corps.
I see. All right. Those who come are welcome, those who leave are not regretted. That's my motto. Do what you want.
You're not gonna stop him, Hokuto?
If he says he wants to go, there's nothing I can do to change his mind.
Right. I guess I've misjudged you.
What did you say?
Even though you act cold, I thought you had a warm heart underneath it all.
Stop it. Don't blame Mr. Hakuto. This is all my doing.
Huh, what a ridiculous thing to say. I'm going home.
Wait, Hakuto, you can't just leave it like this. Ask yourself, can you really turn your back on this relationship? You two have shared a life together.
Hey, Hakuto, wait for me!
Hurry up, come on!
Look, I made a uniform for the Hakuto Corps. Sir!
You're a fool. I'd never be caught dead in something like that.
Hakuto, help me!
Oh, hold on, I'll save you. You fool! I told you not to swim in the river.
I was just remembering our elementary school days. There was that time that you almost drowned in the river, and I got so panicked that I jumped in to save you.
Mr. Hakuto? You and I never met till we were in middle school.
Oh, I guess that was Shimano.
And who is he?
Hey, those guys from Bass High abducted one of our classmates! What was that?
Hold on, everyone.
What is it, Yo-chan?
Why can't we let those guys go every once in a while? Seems like we're just letting our most powerful players go to waste.
They get a lot of attention, but they don't do anything.
You said it.
Tell them to do it.
Huh?
You heard what I said. Tell them to get over to Bass High and kick some ass.
What? I don't know how to say this, but I'm kind of scared
It's not so much that they're strong, it's just that they're creepy.
Jeez, doesn't anyone around here know them well enough to ask? Hey, what about that Kamiyama guy?
You rang?
We need you to ask them if they would help us.
Huh, well, I guess I could give it a shot.
What are you doing?
Sometimes it's easier to communicate through a drawing. Hey, Freddy! He says he'll do it!
Really?
Now let me make this clear. Senseless violence is not your purpose. Your purpose is to rescue our friend. Now to make that more clear, I'm going to draw a detailed map for you.
I'm still not so sure about this.
Man, he's going the wrong way.
This is very troubling.
Freddy, don't do it, man! Those guys are Yakuza, Freddy!
Gotta stop him.
I've already explained this to you. Your enemies are going to be wearing school uniforms.
He squatted in defiance.
Do you think that he's sulking?
I guess we have no choice but to lead him to Bass. Be sure to follow me, okay, Freddy?
He's just like a child.
Here we are at last.
So you Cromartie fools finally decided to show up.
We have a pretty badass backer today, pal.
You mean you brought that old guy here to fight with us?
Well, he probably looks like a normal old guy to a bunch of morons like you. But he's different from any old guy you've ever seen before. That's because this old guy...
Hey, he is an ordinary old guy!
Where'd he come from? I wonder where I made my first mistake.
And so, seeing as how Freddy wasn't any help at all, I was thinking, let's ask the other guy. We should have asked the gorilla from the get-go. But let's not ask him.
Right.
How did a guy like this get into our offices?
It seems that he switched places with Mr.
What are
Imai.
you talking about? Where's Imai? What part of the situation do you people not get? The president of Spin Trading Company won't talk to anyone but Imai, and if Imai's not here, what the hell are we gonna do? He's already waiting in the next room.
I think, since it's never gonna work anyway, let's just use this guy.
And trust our company's future to him?
I'll just put a tie on him and...
So, our company's been doing very poorly so far this fiscal year. Do you have any explanation for that? You didn't even think of one excuse before coming here? Are you just going to sit there and not say anything?
I knew this wouldn't work.
Good, I like you.
What?
You know, people these days seem to make a lot of stupid excuses when they make mistakes. To be honest with you, I was getting fed up with it. Admitting he was wrong without making excuses, I haven't seen a man like that in a long time. I don't see how we could go wrong working with a man like this.
Does that mean you're renewing your contract with us?
But this guy isn't Mr. Imai, is he?
So you knew that all along?
Don't use that